This is the 6th time we're doing this show, and I just, you know a little bit about non-op, but I will say a couple words, and just so we all know the background on what's going on here, and this is also for the live stream. Hello, everyone out there. All the people watching on the live stream. There's probably a lot of people watching. Thank you for coming and watching the live stream. So my name is Christoph Preissing. I just had to look to see who I was. That's okay. I usually know. And I'm the founder and artistic director of Non-Op Open Opera Works. And Non-Op engages diverse Chicago and Illinois communities with experiential performances and projects where people use the arts to create a more just society. Okay, so we've been around for about 10 years. And L'sGA, this show, tonight is our 6th performance of this show. We did 3 last year, one in Urbana, Illinois, one in Bloomington, Illinois, and then in Chicago at Elastic. I'm getting hand signals, thank you very much. And so this is our 3rd show this year, the first one at the Logan Center, the second one at the Epiphany Center for the Arts, and now here at Theater Y. Thank you, Theater Y! Ow, yeah. Okay, so L'sGA, what is L'sGA? Well, it's Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. L'sGA is also the name of a composition by a professor I had at the University of Illinois in Urbana. Snooze. Anyway, it was an anti-war piece written in 1968. Okay, so it was the Vietnam War. And it was written as, it's a multimedia piece, so it was written for a single performer who is basically dressed up in fatigues and is wearing a gas mask. You'll see a little bit of that tonight. And basically, you might not understand a whole lot, but when he wrote the piece, his generation, everyone knew the Gettysburg Address. Kids memorized it in school. And so he didn't have to worry too much about the intelligibility of the text. You'll notice that right away. But everyone was familiar with it, so if you catch little bits of it, you knew what was going on. And basically, the Gettysburg Address, the question was, did it really live up to its promise? And was it really doing what it was supposed to do then and now? And so this project came out of the summer of 2020, and we came up with this idea to do the piece and to commission black artists to respond to the Gettysburg Address in their own way, in their own art form, and there was really no limitations on what they wanted to do, so you're going to see some really interesting stuff here, and really great work by 3 commissioned artists, Kao Ra Zen, Ja Nelle Davenport-Pleasure, and video by A.J. McClenon. We will also have a performance of a new updated version of L'sGA with Willie, Prince Rock Round, performing in the role of the Politico. Okay, and so what we're going to do first, just to familiarize everyone with the context, is we're going to have a reading of the Gettysburg Address, and there'll be a short video by Cameron Locke, who is also a commissioned artist back from 2020, and then an updated address by Cameron Locke. And so here we go.
I mean, I have a very loud voice, but, you know, for those at home watching, I'll make sure you can hear me. All right. Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men were created equal. Now we engage in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that a nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, We cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they have fought here have thus far nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that the dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth.
You feel, however, that we're making progress in this country? No. I will never say that progress is being made.
If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. If you pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's the blow made. And they haven't even begun to pull the knife out, much less try and heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
We are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any other nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure.
Check. Check. Revised address by Cameron Locke.
Over 20 score years ago, our captors brought forth upon this country our wounded bodies and traumatized minds to establish a new nation, conceived in enslavement and violence, and dedicated to the proposition that all white men are created equal. We continue to be engaged in a great civil war, testing whether the institutionalized processes of injustice and racism can be dismantled by that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated. We are met here on a great battlefield in virtual and in physical of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of it as a final resting place for those who gave their lives. John Lewis, Dorothy Height, Ida B. Wells, Muhammad Ali, Rosa Parks, Shirley Chisholm, and those who were murdered. Fred Hampton, Tatiana Jefferson, Martin Luther King Jr., Marsha P. Johnson, Elijah McCleon, Tamir Rice, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, George Floyd, Malcolm X, Emmett Till, and so on, so that this nation might change. It is altogether fitting and proper that we remember them. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The valiant men and women, living and dead, who fought here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will note and long remember what we say here and what they did here. Instead, it is for us, the living, to be consecrated here to the unfinished work for which they have so far fought and died and so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of breath, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation shall have a birth of freedom, and that this government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall finally be about the people.
Years ago. Our fathers went forth upon this continent fathers went forth upon this continent a new nation. Conceived in liberty. And getting to the composition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. Hallelujah! Thank you, God. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field We have come to dedicate a portion of that field for those that gave their lives. So that nation might live. It's all together and fitting and proper that we should do this. but in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave man, living and dead, living and dead, have consecrated it far above our poor power. To add or detach. The vote, not long remember what we say here, but we can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, to be here. Dedicated to die unfinished work that they thus far so nobly carried on. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us. 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 That from these on a day, we take increase, devotion.
To that cause. Gay. The last 4 letters of And we highly resolve that these dead shall not die in vain. That government, point, have a new birth for blah, 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 birth, blah, blah, blah. Freedom, walk, snap, smirk, that government, of the people, by the people, for the people, world, to not perish from the earth. Yes! These dead, dying, playing the government, on the dead results, on the vote. I'm the first person who's dead. When we dumb people, we vote those in the government of the people, by the people, fuck the people. It is we that is the dead life. It is we who come for the God. This government, God makes the free people dead fast. No dead, word, hollow word, simple word, hollow word. Portrait.
bitch, I do my dance in 99 Ranch.
Yeah, yo, yeah, yo, a metaphorical wizard, metaphorical blizzard. These metaphors is better off cuffed and locked in the prison. Ain't anybody's can take on antibiotics. Anybody can be a body or be a homie in the wrong position. Diagnostic, I'm so high, fly on a higher octave. Toxic, eyes wide staring at the apocalypse. Sipping from pearl goblets with gold droplets. The cover that I write in my tablet is all ostrich. Songs and elegant psalms and a karma hostage. Harmonica plays with a xylophone and pays homage. Exposing fake theories into quantum physics. Jails with more blood on the floors than the Compton visit. That's why I play in the clubs, lot of girls and thugs. Wu-Tang thought I was a kid the way I play with plugs. Don't underestimate the power, instead you should bless the cake. Barbershop talk, ask around, I'm in the best debates.
Damn, heard you still calling a deal. You ain't all when they want, so you ain't dropping for real, man. Damn, spent your whole budget on cribs and the heels and called it work, but nothing to show but a bitch. You crashed out. Cold bossing over and peel, no closer from hoes that expose you. The thrills not the real, they how I get. Going hard and down in the yard with all the Afrobeat bros. You'll never recall. I made a sacrifice around the time I couldn't afford a sack of rice. So when I got it blown it like a saxophone with bad advice, a tragic life to live with false perception. Get the whole decided plus you sold the rights to all the writers, spent it all on icing. No cake with all that icing. What you gonna do next? Pawn shop pricing. Rick song cut my dick long and they drop crash. Tired of you niggas on your neck, I'm on your ass cock. Proud of my nigga, he got out and kept his nose clean. Hold my brother down, I'm standing 10 until my toes sting. Pretty girl from PG County got me in the choke, I mean. If she on my mind, she ain't just fine, she either dopamine. If she on my body, call it Amy. Cause ain't I? Can't get on my plane, so they complaining. They ain't fly, hate because their money ain't straight. Pockets gay, I take it till they make it niggas AI. Fuck it. Shush. Tell them Shug Gang in the club. Tell them Wu-Tang in the club. Lemonade chamber up. This world corrupt, but don't mean she the fucking dope. Just tell me where we meeting in the flood. Bitch can believe it was us. This world corrupt, but don't mean she the fucking dope. Tell them Shug Gang in the club. Tell them Wu-Tang in the club.
Ayy, little baby so magnetic like a doorstop. Tipsy off the 4-shot. Fuck a happy end, I'm not the one to plot against. Pissing off the DOP, I'm never switching for the lens. You be rapping for the hoes, I'm a steadfast. Never change the vision for these lame ass. Y'all be getting baked, but I'm just posted with a cake at. Batter, gonna afford that 4-letter. Is a milli or the mamma, your pocket I need a scanner, my pocket is safe. I got no fear in my heart, I'm paid in the land of the brave. She don't never dress up, but except when she go to the rave. Rappers never rapping on the beat, unless it's driving the bass. But moving your pace, I paint a picture.
They say I'm a modern day poet, but with a Crooks feel. Say the balls are iron, fucking hook steel. You Brooke Shields, just an actress trying to look real. Dog, all you write is fiction, you better off with a book deal. Coming around here starting beat, like sitting in the dark to read. Refer to me as dessert, cause everyone know you don't start with me. 501 starts you crease and loose, so I can park the piece. Learn soon after my start, it's either bars for me or larceny. I'm a sergeant, you a target, junior varsity. You about as hard to me as a Cardi B Barbie in a car seat with the Charmin Bears. You couldn't harm a hair on me, homie. Not you, not one of your jabroni cronies. You Tony Award winners. We from the D, we were all born with the wall winners and handle our beef well before our dinners. And you just feel youngin', fucking with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, a grown man who should have been something. So I got nothing to lose, nothing to prove. Standing here gripping my nuts in this booth like it's 99 and I'm busting it Drews. Shoes is playing living proof. I got an oil can in my hand, a pre-roll in my boot. Look, man, ain't a page inside this book fake. You get the fine wine out the good grapes. Shit on wolf grade, but it look great. Shit on wolf grade, but it look great.
What up? Yeah, I'm
pull out your map, I heard you looking for a legend. Kick, snare, hi-hat, I'm cooking it in sections. Will never be the same, it's a low down dirty shame. I already know the game, don't need no book with no directions. It's typical, you Olivia Newton if you get physical. How you making moves but going nowhere, you in elliptical. You better make it work out before this pistol come pickle you. That's what I call a hit, would jump out this case is not missing you. I get the job done and your time was up when the whistle blew. Disrespect my method, man, I'ma be in your living room with a shot for your belly, and it's Soda Club Pelly. It ain't nothing you can tell me, nah, I ain't giving no interviews. What is jumping out of this pistol exposed the inner you? How the fuck you claim you gon' ride with a broken inner tube? Gon' defend your views, but I better see him at 10 and 2. Think this shit a game, I'ma draw whether I win or lose.
Look, man, ain't a page inside this book fake. You get the fine wine out the good grapes. Shit on wolf grade, but it look great. Shit on wolf grade, but it look great.
Hey yo, I'm a product of the crazy times, mid-80 Reagan lies. I play the powder watching razor slide. Tunnel vision like a raven flying. The language is dangerous and flagrant. Niggas will fire you during the lead blind. Remember seeing the disappointment in my neighbor's eyes. Miss Betty grandson on the corner trying to slang some dimes. I turn poverty, live into profits and possibly millions. If it's a problem, I probably kill him. You know the mission is money, but I could revisit the pistol grip in the scully for the diligent dummies, or get you murked for my digital money. For a band there, camp your click. My shooter's good, just vision Dame Lillard when he tap his wrist. I'm all business, only combos is the money making. Competition dead, you know the results like when you run from Jason. A hellraiser raising hell till I'm heaven bound. Hopefully proof looking down with a smile, and I made him proud.
Klepto. Let's fuck him up again.
Bloodstained sweat.
Psychotic, maniacal, flow undeniable, hypnotic. Step in the vocal booth, spit the quotables that I jotted. Give them to the masses in return for cash that I deposit. Then reinvest it, don't bite my shit, it's poison, it's not to be ingested. End up needing that EMS shit, I'm to be respected. Heron flow, you need to inject it. Fuck around and overdose, get found bleeding and breathless. Food for thought like I'm feeding them breakfast. They fiending for seconds with meager effort. I make it clear to see who the best is, I'm him. Tell every nigga in your top 5, you cock ride, they not live. Disrespect will not slide, you food if we do not vibe. Long as I'm overlooked, niggas cannot thrive. That go for rookies as well as the top guys. Respect me like a stop sign, it's in the school zone. With 12 watching, you either fall victim to shells popping or cell blocking. It's a dirty game, niggas will kill you cause you a worthy name. Goof ass rappers wanna play the trenches with 30 chains. Quiet as kept, niggas give me quiet respect. I set fire to the mattress while niggas quietly slept. I'm a problem with no resolution, irreparable damage with no restitution. Niggas is clowns but less amusing. I'm the best including whoever, I'm too clever. I like them pretty and thick with a strong jawbone like Shorty True Leather. A true stepper, don't like I'm underage, I'm no Hugh Hefner. Niggas gas cause the flow electric like a new Tesla. Too blessed to stress, niggas too extra. Suplex the shit about a you plus buddy you next to. You best to step your demonstration up. You in the field, you better lace them up. You should have been swallowed, bitch, you a wasted nut. Thumbing through them blue legal tenders till I got paper cuts. If I ain't in a guts, lil' mama give me your face to fuck. Then I'm soaking up blood, wait. I'm a motherfucking beast, don't you open up the cage. For a minute I've been soaking up the game. From the Windy City streets where they open up your brain. That was blood stains soaking up the sway. I'm a motherfucking beast, don't you open up the cage. For a minute I've been soaking up the game. From the Windy City streets where they open up.
Roll the dice, it's a hit. Hit the lick, get the chips. Split the grip, hit the store. Cop the work, break it down. Bag it up, flood the town. Bag it up, flood the town. Bag it up, flood the town. Bag it up, flood the town.
First off, I gotta thank God. I bought the shorty's Lacoste. I got the chain and the cross, and I put diamonds in it. Grimy niggas be trying to get it. I pull out the fire and iron these niggas, and I'm the witness. I run off with the niggas who probably did it, and I do business the old-fashioned way. My lieutenant got 22 years odd descendants. He sit and talk about God descended. And when the last time I repented, the money came and then the problems with it. Club nights, a revolver in it. Drop top with them bras up in it. I ain't even mean to start these niggas,
Roll the
but
dice, it's a hit. Hit the lick, get the chips. Split the grip, hit the store. Cop the work, break it down. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town.
First off, I gotta thank God. I bought the shorty's Lacoste. I got the chain and the cross, and I put diamonds in it. Grimy niggas be trying to get it. I pull out the fire and iron these niggas, and I'm the witness. I run off with the niggas who probably did it, and I do business the old-fashioned way. My lieutenant got 22 years odd descendants. He sit and talk about God descended. And when the last time I repented, the money came and then the problems with it. Club nights, a revolver in it. Drop top with them bras up in it. I ain't even mean to star these niggas, but I ain't even finna star my niggas. Who you talking about? All these niggas. I could really be the fall of niggas. Me and mine versus all these niggas. Never mind being calm with niggas. Shaking hands, palm and niggas. You don't really want no drama, nigga, huh?
Roll the dice, it's a hit. Hit the lick, get the chips. Split the grip, hit the store. Cop the work, break it down. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town.
Feels good not to be in competition with my niggas. Also, it feels good to pull the trigger. Feels great to be better than my ops. I chop body to pieces. Go ahead and drop a comment if you heed it. Decent in the studio, sleeping with the bougie hoes. Releasing all my stupid flows, creeping how I'm moving slow. They say life is ahead of me. I say fuck them all, busting walls down. I don't show up, watch them all frown. Chicken really love me, she know the deal. Hold the steel, fuck the bitch. One time she called my dick Holyfield. Roll the kill, go to golf meal and stand in line for my kosher deal. In the car, she kick it off like Soldier Field. She tell me all the time I'm better than these rappers, dog. On the feature, she said I should have been after y'all. She go and grab my ball and make her own album for weeks. Knock niggas out with the bars, that's why they sleep.
Roll the dice, it's a hit. Hit the lick, get the chips. Split the grip, hit the store. Cop the work, break it down. Back it up, flood the town. 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 Roll the dice, it's a hit. Hit the lick, get the chips. Split the grip, hit the store. Cop the work, break it down. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town. Back it up, flood the town.
First Corps and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
So you're telling me that over 160 years ago, this nation was conceived in liberty and furthermore dedicated to creating all men equal? Get the hell out of here. This nation was built on lies, insufferable lies, and deceit, and you want me to be spoon-fed into thinking all was well? What is your definition of equal? Because from where I stand, you still have slaves cooking up your family's meals. And those families are being raped and beaten and torn apart. And you want me to see the fairness in this?
Now we are engaged in a great civil war.
A war was created, not to test whether this nation was ever dedicated or to see how it could endure. It was created out of greed and a sense of entitlement. Oh, you don't like my words? I'm so sorry. But his story was not told in the right manner, and definitely left a sour taste in the mouths of all that suffered under his hand. A broken back with a little more gristle on our plate is still a broken back. Theft, even if offered with a veil of a warm stank blanket, is still theft. The only thing that was dedicated was blood. The only offering was suffering, and the only victory was really defeat. You want us to believe that it was altogether fitting and proper, that it was all right to do this? You can stand on that podium with your many slaves sitting in your home right now and pretend that this was all for our betterment? The lies. The lies.
Testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure.
Endure what?
We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that the nation might live.
A resting place? There will never be any rest so as long as my brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews are in bondage. Those who have fallen prey to the lies of the system, set in place to fulfill their greed for more money, more land, the insatiable hole that won't ever be filled.
It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this.
I wept.
But in a larger sense, we can dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated here, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here.
Oh, we will remember, and we will forever let it be known. We won't stop yelling out the injustice. We won't ever stop screaming for better. Our ancestors will rise up and tell it from their graves, and we will forever be their mouthpiece.
It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced.
And there is unfinished work to be done. There was nothing noble about what you all did and the words you all spoke. You were dedicated to keeping your way of life comfy while making sure we knew nothing of our true place in the world. You stripped us of any value until we truly began to believe this was the only way, still to this day. Then, to add insult to injury, you offer us a dirty bone as recompense. Shame on you.
It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us.
And pray tell, what might that truly be?
That from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolved to these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Honor the dead while still killing the living? Don't make me laugh. Years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on the great battlefield of war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who gave their lives that the nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in the larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our own poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they fought here, have us thus far nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall have not died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. Abraham Lincoln, November 19, 1863.
Grandma says get baptized. I can't swim but see God. My grandma sometimes shares feelings. She prays for her other brother to get to heaven. We are what's left holding still the temper of the horses and buffalo. We always wait for summer. Raw morass between nail, skin. Hooves make notes on old bridges to put the line in the Choptank River for the croaker fish. We remember the song, Guild Rich song they sing before putting them in the cooler. Bill came to me in a dream, asked, without using his voice, just like a real ghost. Can you hear me? Looked so happy I never saw. Bill, smile this way. Real name William. Him, they called him Teak. He accepted not being fit for war, unlike Daddy. You're a soldier, he'd say, and sometimes I'd believe him. I told myself I wouldn't be bummed. In bed all day, futon only kind of colored, like the gray circle behind the melanin in Grandma's stare. Her eyes a darker blue than her other brother who died. Dark blue like black, her. Brown like me, him. We called him Sam, but his birth name was Nathaniel, Uncle Sam. He called us niggers, but my mother a pretty coon, all coming downstairs, like galloping like a herd. We are family, a small family, like a pact. We stick together, split pea soup. We sit together, kin, tight. At the dining room table, even though sometimes we scream and bang walls and treat each other like a silence. Most times like best friend. Smile heavy but scared, like when everyone goes home after the wake and you remember something funny from the dead one. Like I love you, I just started saying to the man of the house. Grandpa, thick eyebrows, blacker than moles on back. Tiny spots like puddles when little. I tied him up to the couch with jump ropes and belts while he slept watching TV. So loud, listening to see if his number played, resting in between horses and hoops. Grandma says, the whole world says, white girls are special, but so are you. Grandma walks slow. Grandma strong, waiting to catch the placenta, like went to work at 4 a.m., made dinner the night before, vegetable, green, vegetable, yellow, protein, starch, grandma, delivered babies, Georgetown Hospital. I told her, I want to be a doctor. Grandma took me to NIH, babies in jars. Took me to Lord Amp Paler to buy me a dress. Took me to lunch. I asked, why don't you look them in the eye? 'Cause I don't have to. They think we can't pay. We take the E4 bus home, belly full. We're tired. Grandpa came home from the 8 o'clock coffee factory to scrub the birth from Grandma's nails. As long as he was feeling healthy without gout and not sad, he'd sing a song not for the words but to carry a tune. Grandma laughed, but with a smile, and never called him a nickname, just Ernest. Reggie was a big man on a big horse. They both fell down together. He wasn't a cowboy or nothing, but he was my daddy. He fought in the Marines until he lost his mind. My cousin Bobo said Daddy was seasoned on these streets and lived in the woods in the middle of a city. Rock Creek Park. It was in between the wars and the living when I was born. In between the dying and wild, reckless freedom. Little Tree my name, 'cause Daddy's is Big Tree. A big man with bottomless roots I could feel growing in my chest, like horses galloping through fire.
A big man with bottomless roots I could feel growing in my chest, like horses galloping through fire.
The business of our nation goes forward.
This is an historic moment.
You realize this is a historical occasion.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Where did all this chaos come from?
Try to take over the world?
If you're a young African American, an immigrant, you can go anywhere in this state. You just need to be conservative, not liberal.
Now, I couldn't go from here across the street, or I couldn't go to nobody's house without I have a note or something from my master.
Dispatching sentries. Dispatching sentries.
Revolutionary-minded Kikuyus like Kenyatta, part educated in Europe, ignored the fact that the government was teaching the Africans to make better use of their land and intended them to assume an increasing responsibility in the country's affairs. The agitators roused tribal grievances with the Kikuyu Central Association and later the Kenya African Union. They worked on the known credulity, suspicion and envy of the tribe. With the cry, "More land for the Kikuyu people," they distorted the true facts to insinuate that the whites had stolen land which belonged to the tribe. These movements, full of corruption and virulent anti-white propaganda, had eventually to be outlawed by the government.
Try to take over the world!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
New world order. In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Has the government fallen yet? I haven't had a chance to catch up with the telly today. I've been too busy.
Rules were meant to be broken. This country was founded by men who dared to break the rules.
Black people need some peace. White people need some peace. And we are going to have to fight. We're going to have to struggle. We're going to have to struggle relentlessly to bring about some peace, because the people that we're asking for peace, they're a bunch of megalomaniac warmongers, and they don't even understand what peace means. And we've got to fight them. We've got to struggle with them to make them understand what peace means.
Dispatching sentries. Dispatching sentries.
Citizens, your conversation has become subversive. Please modulate accordingly.
Any state, any entity, any ideology that fails to recognize the worth, the dignity, the rights of man, that state is obsolete.
Imagine that, bringing down a whole government.
Try to take over the world. Try to take over the world.
A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
And so international relations is the highest form of chaos.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Lotus.
Lotus. Who was Martin Luther King Jr., Lotus?
He's the person that helped the black people.
The what people?
Yeah.
The what people?
The black people that was getting bullied by the white people.
What happened to him?
One of the white people shot him.
Dispatching sentries. Dispatching sentries.
Try to take over the world.
An order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Try to take over the world to save it from the real supervillains.
But I couldn't just walk away like the people just now, you know. We were what they call, we were slaves. We belonged to people. They sell us like they sell horses and cows and hogs and all like that, have an auction bench, and they put you up on the bench and bid on you, the same as you're bidding on cattle, you know.
Los ingobernables!
Laws are merely suggestions.
Revolution is touching all of our lives.
We want to rule our country.
Citizens, your conversation has become subversive. Please modulate accordingly.
If you say, I got black friends, and you can't empathize with what the plight that they're going through right now, you don't have black friends. You know black people.
Troops are in the streets of Nairobi. Sir Evelyn Baring, the governor, salutes the men of the Lancashire Fusiliers who have flown in to help clear his colony of the Mau Mau menace, which has struck fear into Kenya's very heart.
It was the year when they finally immanentized the eschaton.
The world is on fire. Beware all ye that enter here. The end is near. You pray for God to interfere. The hearts of men are insincere. These chaotic times have been engineered. Mass has grown critical. Cash has gone digital. It's getting pivotal for every individual, whether conservative or liberal, and it's one nation divisible, but it's all geopolitical. On and on and on, it's all cyclical. Things are predictable when everybody keeps just acting typical. It's gonna be a long dark night, you better get right with your metaphysical, cause things starting to feel real biblical. Bump the treble and bass, the whole world's about to be leveled to waste. I'm trying to settle a place where I see angels and devils embracing heaven and hell. It's time to see my brethren rebel. The clock's racing, it's got me pacing from 11 to 12.
And then, it came. The chosen day.
It's clear to me, things ain't always what they appear to be. Haven't discovered the truth, or is it just conspiracy theory? I'm tired of living under tyranny, there is no fear in me. I'm thinking coherently and I'm grounded spiritually. Time keeps on slipping, the doomsday clock's ticking. Plagued and poverty stricken, the plot thickens. The working class tired of being treated less. Some people want to overthrow the oppressor, to play the world of the oppressor. Too much shit going on, some people are folding from the pressure. Out here fighting for scraps while others are holding on to treasure. Uncertainty could turn a strong man timid. Everybody getting pushed to their damn limits. They want to shoot a bullet or a vaccine into my human body. Is it all a scheme of the Illuminati? Everything is being redefined, so free your mind. Gotta read between the lines to see the signs of the time. The world is on fire. The world is on fire.
Why does humankind even bother? You wreck everything you've ever made. Then you start over. Like you'll be any different the next time.
The world is on fire.
Los ingobernables.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
Black people need some peace. White people need some peace. If we are going to have to fight, we're going to have to struggle. We're going to have to struggle relentlessly to bring about some peace. Because the people that we're asking for peace, they're a bunch of megalomaniac warmongers, and they don't even understand what peace means. So we've got to fight them. We've got to struggle with it to make them understand what peace means.
Turn that up, Theo. Check, 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 yeah. Check, check, check. The pigs got a violent agenda to fire and injure. You could even die and surrender. The cops won't even try to defend you. Without provocation, they could fuck with me. Now I'm the offender. Fuck the authorities. We gotta take control. Police ain't nothing but a modern day slave patrol. They portray us like we bad guys, but it's cops and really thugs. Look at the peaceful protests getting beat down with billy clubs. On the streets they try to snatch you. If you run, they try to catch you. With their guns pointed at you. Even when they got you, they still got their guns pointed at you. I could give a fuck about a statue of a racist and a rapist. They got us in the matrix. 911 is still a joke. Like they put you on the wait list. They watch you every move. They get us all under surveillance. They want to flood the streets with federal agents.
Officers of goddamn law.
FTA, 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 FTA.
Officers of the goddamn law.
My country, tis of thee, has such a hateful history. They'd rather give me death than liberty. Why must they treat me differently? Law enforcement wickedly leads to black misery. Excuse me, officer, I ain't on no negativity. Do you explain the reason for the attitude you're giving me? My life I want to live it free. Why would you prohibit me? The rules are controlled by puppet strings, I see them vividly. Manipulated by a marionette to fuck with me when I ain't nary a threat. Cops neglect crime in the hood. They don't care about popos. Fuck the loot, fuck the magnificent mouth, fuck the Gold Coast. All seeing eye, watch me on their monitors. They keep me in a place of a commoner. They want me dead and jail at the bottom of the social ladder. If black lives don't matter, fuck the authorities.
100 years after you get free, you still getting fucked out of job and shot at by police. You see what I'm saying?
It is my sad duty to inform you that the pigs are intensifying their approach.
More stringent security measures, universal electronic surveillance, no-knock laws, stop-and-frisk laws, government inspection of all first-class mail, automatic fingerprinting, photographing, blood tests, and urinalysis of any person arrested before he's charged with a crime. A law making it unlawful to resist even unlawful arrest. Laws establishing detention camps for potential subversives, gun control laws, restrictions on travel.
Here we go with the shit again. Pigs still killing unarmed black citizens. The cycle is endless and a senseless police occupation got us ducking in the trenches. Judged and executed even when the brother innocent. Police union working for a guilty cop's benefit. They don't really give a fuck about laws when they try to choke you out without probable cause. I got a right to stand and stand for right. We don't survive to hear Miranda rights. They about to force a black man to fight. I ain't trying to have my family holding vigils in my memory by candlelight. So now what I'm poised to do is be a voice for truth. I'm seeing red looking at these boys in blue. George Floyd's life taken, see for heaven by his mother's eyes. And you wonder why I'm fucking tired. I'm tired. War is big business and death magic. Flags are chaos sigils. The Pentagon is exactly what you think it is. Hey, yo, fuck the authorities. The systems declared a war on me. Historically, all my people have been treated horribly. This institution's awful, unlawful, and disorderly. I fight the power with chaos magic and black sorcery. Our so-called leaders are never guided morally. The rent is too damn high. It needs to be priced more affordably. I see these devils running towards me, and most importantly, I gotta keep my son and daughters free. Reportedly, this country's run by fascists, divide and conquer as masses are separated into social classes. Gonna be a lot of empty pockets when society goes cashless. Just white-collar crimes for digital dollar signs. They made me a target. Call the riot squad, cause I may spark it like Haymarket. Time for the righteous to rise, for the wicked to fall. All in all, I ain't just another brick in the wall. It's morning in America, and the awakened have yet to sleep. We're mourning in America, for what we've sown, we must now reap. It's morning in America. The sun's about to shine upon a brand new day. And we're mourning in America. Please take their guns